17th meeting of the Westmont Village Board to order, please. As you can see, there's different faces in different places. I am a very poor substitute for our illustrious mayor, Ron Gunther, who's out of town this week. And when the clerk found out that I was sitting here, she decided not to be here tonight, so she sent her illustrious deputy clerk here to take care of that. So why don't you do the roll call?
Mayor Gunter is absent. Clerk Simsky is absent. Mayor Pro Tem Addington.
Here.
Deputy Clerk Richards present. Trustee Barker.
Here.
Trustee Barry.
Here.
Trustee Guzzo.
Here.
Trustee Little.
Here.
Trustee Nero.
Here.
Attorney Zemanek.
Here.
Village Manager May.
Here.
Finance Director Parker.
Here.
All right, and then you get the various sundry people from the back of the room. Can we all please rise for the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So first thing is open forum, and we have one open forum request that has been turned in, and that is from our wonderful Karen Eckert, who is going to talk about the play. So Karen, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm here on behalf of PVPN, which stands for Progressive Village Performance Network. We are out of the Park District. We are a non-for-profit group. This is our 5th year doing plays in Westmont, so we're very excited. The next play coming up, which I can put on the screen, can we see that coming up? There we go. It is Romeo and Juliet 10 years later, and it is a comedy. It is not Shakespeare. It's all in English. You will laugh and laugh and laugh. It is just the most funniest play. As you can see, it's 10 years later, so obviously they faked their death and now, you know, continued their life and had kids, and you'll see what happens at the end. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So I just wanted everyone to know, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. It is this weekend and next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it is downtown Westmont at the Commons, which is 117 North Cass. It's right next to the Bank of America parking lot. If their parking lot gets full, which it does quickly, you can use the Bank of America parking lot as the overflow. And you can buy your tickets at the box office. So we're welcoming all Westmont residents and surrounding towns to join us in this great play. We hope that everyone can make it, and if there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Questions from board members? Questions from the audience? I see here that the price is $12 for adults, $10 for kids or seniors.
That is correct.
And it starts on Friday and Saturday performance start at 7:30, and the Sunday performances start at 3.
That is correct. And we do have other churches capable of having handicapped entrance. So if someone comes in a wheelchair or something, they can't accommodate that. Just if, you know, they can let us know, we'll make sure that they get into the theater. And refreshments will be served. And that's it. Enjoy. It's going to be just a wonderful play.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, and have a great meeting.
And there's no one else who wishes to talk under open forum, so we will close open forum, and we'll go to reports. Again, no report from the mayor. He's out of town. No report from. Does the clerk's office have anything to say?
No, not at this time.
Not at this time. All right. John, attorney.
I'd like to ask for an executive session At the close of regular business to discuss the potential acquisition of land by the village.
Okay, that's the only purpose.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll bring that up for a vote at the end. Manager May.
Thank you. First, as reminders, the Coffee with the Mayor will be lunch with the mayor this next time at Harvest Grill on Saturday, October 17th at 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. And the next coffee will be at Westmont Restaurant, tied together with Holidays on that Saturday, November 28th at 1 p.m. Also being scheduled, the Chamber's hosting the State of the Village Address, and that presentation is scheduled a little different this year. It'll be on Wednesday, October 21st, but it's at 8 o'clock. It's a breakfast meeting instead of the usual format, and it will be held at the Hilton Chicago Oak Brook Hills Resort and Conference Center, if I have all that in the right order. And that was it, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee items, I have a couple. Why don't we start with what's going to happen here in a couple days? Chief Riley, if you want to talk about the burn camp fundraiser?
Thank you, Trustee Ellington. Start with the burn camp. Is this Saturday. One of our members, Robert Ratcliffe, along with the Chamberlain College of Nursing, has put together a program for the public to attend up at Ty Warner Park on Saturday, September 19th from noon to 4. Robert and his nursing degree program are trying to donate camp funds that go to Camp IME, which is for kids who have been burned significantly, who all go to a summer camp and actually get to hang out and enjoy other kids that have had the same type of things happen to them. Robert has a band that's going to be up there. Pro Tem Annington, the Lions Club is cooking and donating all the food. There is going to be a fire truck pull. There's a trackless train, numerous items for the whole general public. It's just not an adult event, it's a whole family event. So there's many things for the kids to do. The kids can hit the car with a sledgehammer and destruct it. So it should be a fun event. We're just hoping the weather holds off for them. And we invite the entire board and community to come out and support this great event for the kids.
From noon till 5.
It's actually noon to 4. The flyer says 5, but I'm sure it probably could possibly go later.
Okay.
The second thing I'd like to talk about while I'm here is the free car care clinic. That's this Saturday also at our fire department headquarters at 6015 South Cass, from 8 in the morning till 11 in the morning. And this was a program that started last year, sponsored through DuPage County, the Darien Police Department, the Westmont Park District, along with the fire department. And this is for seniors to bring your car through. As you can see, they can have a free multi-point safety inspection. They check your fluids, hose, belts, tires, lights, and more. They do have usually donuts and coffee at this location. Last year, I think we put through about 50 cars, so we're hoping to double that this year. So it's another great event for the community to partake in. And two other things, if I could, while I'm here, is Saturday, October 3rd is Fire Prevention Open House at Headquarters Firehouse at 6015 South Cass again. That is from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And again, it's to show the public what the fire department does, the equipment that we have, the specialty teams that we do. We'll have a side-by-side burn cell that we can show, one with a sprinkler system of putting out fires quickly compared to a non-sprinkled building. So it's a great event, so we invite the public to come out for that also on October 3rd from 1 to 3. And the final thing, which closes out Fire Prevention Week, is the Silent Parade. The Silent Parade this year is Friday, October 9th. We begin in Hinsdale at 7 p.m. and come along Chicago Avenue to Naperville Road to Maple, down to Route 53 in Lisle to the church. And this is to support the fallen firefighters throughout the year. I believe this is the 21st annual event. It's great for the public to line up on Naperville Road or Maple or Chicago Avenue with your flashlights. It's just lights on the vehicle, there's no sirens, so it supports the and closes out annual Fire Prevention Week. all I
And
have.
it'll go down Naperville Road when you're in Westmont, Chicago Avenue, Naperville Road, and you should be in town by about,
10 after 7,
10 after
7:10.
so be there at 7 o'clock and
Mm-hmm. Right.
support this, okay?
Yep, it's a good event, and we're hoping that Maple Avenue and Downers Grove is open by then, so at Cumner, we're hoping. Or it's gonna be a pretty good detour.
Very good.
So, any questions that I can answer for you?
Questions from any of the board members? Questions from the audience?
Thank
If
you.
not, Chief, thank you very much. Guys are going to be busy.
We are, very busy.
Okay. Then the other things that I have is, I'm going to ask our Chamber Director, Larry Forsberg, to come up. We had Chamber Open House last night, and we did it at a different place. We did it at People's Resource Center because we wanted to announce the beginning of the Stuff a Truck program, and that's why I have this little ribbon. This is Feed the Hungry Month. So they were passing those out last night. So Larry, the floor is yours for Stuff a Truck.
Thank you. This is the second annual Stuff a Truck food drive that was initiated. It was launched yesterday. We did have our semi-annual open house. It was held at the People's Resource Center over at 104 Chestnut. We had a really nice turnout last night. Our goal this year is to raise 40,000 pounds of food over the next several weeks. The event will wrap up on Saturday, October 24th. The People's Resource Center will have their vehicle parked prominently in the parking lot at Cass and Burlington, where they'll be accepting donations. We always have several hundred people that come out to the trick-or-treat trail for that event, and we're going to be asking everyone to be bringing donations. In addition to that, on the Chamber website, we'll be posting locations where you can drop food. You can always drop food at the People's Resource Center or at the Chamber, but over the next few days, you'll be seeing listings of other businesses where you can do that. We also are working with local grocery stores. We're working with local community groups to help reach that 40,000 pound goal. So we're asking for help to reach that. We want to include the entire community going into this time of year, especially. The need only gets stronger as we go into the holiday season and as the weather changes. So thank you for your help, and thank you for the opportunity to announce the Stuff a Truck.
And the People's Resource Center now has freezers and walk-in coolers, so that if you have anything that would be considered something of a perishable item, take it right to them. And they will accept it and immediately get it there. If it's dry goods or packaged goods, something that's different, then you can bring it. There's boxes that you can take with you. We can get those at the Chamber.
Exactly.
And fill them. And either bring them there or bring them back to us, and we'll see that they get over there. But, you know, some of the facts that they told us last night was 36% of the people that they serve are kids. Wow. Through this program, and they're serving over 30,000 families in DuPage County. It's, and in addition to the Stuff a Truck or the food bank, it's also clothing, if somebody needs that, and then they also do vocational education. They're teaching people computer skills, and they actually have found a lot of people jobs.
They have
So,
done a phenomenal job.
It's a phenomenal place, and I'll always be glad to show it off if you want to go over there and see it.
Thank you for that opportunity.
And then,
Anything,
Larry,
any questions?
Is there not ways to give monetary donations too? Doesn't that help also with the Stuff a
That's a
Truck?
very good point. Actually, their buying power, for every dollar that's donated, they can literally purchase $5 in food. Up on the Chamber website, going up tomorrow actually, will be a link to that website where you can donate directly, and that is a tax-deductible donation also in addition to that. But again, for every dollar, you multiply that times 5, and that's very powerful. So that's a great thought. Thank
Yeah,
you.
very good question. Great.
Any other
Anything
questions?
else? Anybody from the audience? If not, thank you so very much.
Thank you, board members.
And then the only other things I have is Tuesday is the monthly meeting of the DuPage Mayors and Managers Legislative Committee. I have found those to be entertaining these last couple of months with all the shenanigans in Springfield. So, you know, after we hear the latest updates, I'll let everybody know through emails of what's going on. And then we have, again, economic development. We have some open houses. Action Fabric on September 23rd at 5 o'clock is going to be a ribbon cutting. Wireless Zone on September 24th. They're located at 131 West Ogden. And then Citrus Diner is doing a, what is it, Larry? That's anniversary ribbon cutting, and that's going to be on September 29th. So if anybody can make those, again, these are all businesses that are good businesses in our community, and so we hope that you will support them. And that's everything that I have. Trustee Nero.
Sure. Thank you. Just a couple things. We had a Public Safety Committee meeting on September 3rd. Our next meeting will be November 12th. We heard all the updates from fire, so I will just ask Chief Mulhern to please come on up and just recap the Patriots' Day celebration. Fortunately, I was unable to make it, but I heard it went real well, so I just looking for a little recap, please.
Thank you, Trustee Nero. On September 11th, we had the combined Patriot Day celebration for police and fire at Fire Station 2 and Westmont Police Department. It was a very well-attended event, and we honored those firefighters, police officers, military personnel, and civilians, and who gave their lives on that fateful day. We also had a guest speaker who spoke about the medical service and how it affected the medical service in the local hospitals, and that was a very interesting speech. Also at that event, the mayor was presented with a flag, and I have this flag here, and I will put it, it's an American flag in a case, and it's not going to show up all that well. Okay, let's do it this way.
There you go.
That's probably the better of the two. This flag was presented to Mayor Gunther by a resident of Westmont. And this flag is very important, and it was a gift to the Village of Westmont and Mayor Gunther from the Mayor of New York. And this flag was proudly flown over the memorial site of the World Trade Center, as well as over New York City Hall, which makes it distinctive. It was over both sites. And so this will be given to the mayor along with a certificate from the 9/11 Memorial certifying its authenticity. And it'll be displayed proudly either in the mayor's office or in Village Hall somewhere. So we're very happy with that.
Cool.
Very nice.
And why were we selected? Why was the mayor selected?
The Westmont resident had a close tie to New York, has relatives that also works in the city, and wanted to make this happen, and as a gift to the mayor and to the village.
Chief, is her talk available? I mean, is that recorded, so it's available?
It is, but we're not quite sure. She wishes to remain anonymous. She wishes to be, just to give her gift, yes.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Chief. One other item was Citizens Police Academy. You can still sign up online. There's one more week left to sign up. So if you haven't signed up yet, please check it out. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Trustee Guzzo.
Just a few things. Our next Finance Committee will be Thursday, October 1st at 4 p.m. here in Village Hall. Saturday, I attended the Pet Promenade at Ty Warner Park with both my dogs and my husband. And I would like to thank the Chamber and the Park District. It was a great event. The weather was perfect. Everybody was having a great time. Got to see Bubba the alligator, and there was a turtle that was walking around, and we were told by the turtle's handler that it's a rock that moves, and the dogs were just going crazy chasing it, and they couldn't figure out. So thank you to everyone involved in that. It was a great event. And then I also want to let people know about the Village People and their Pets calendar. This was created by our village staff to promote the pet promenade and pet care and adoption. Residents can download the free calendar from the village website. It features village staff and their pets, as well as it includes pet care and adoption links and resources. With the adoption links, there was Great Lakes Labrador Rescue Saturday at the Pet Promenade, and it was really nice to see them getting out and getting people so that they're aware there are a lot of homeless pets. And by all means, if you can, please adopt. And now, on that note, I want to turn it over to Larry to kind of touch base more on the People and Pets calendar.
Thank you very much. Credit should be given to Community Service Officer Roseanne Terry. It was her idea to initiate this program. And then we went to our staff and said, if you have pictures of you and your pet that you'd like to donate or turn in as, to be considered, and we had an overwhelming response. And so people can go online to download the calendar. It's a PDF calendar, it's free, but the main idea is to promote adoptions. But I was just going to go through a couple of photos here. And so this is a village manager,
That's the
May.
best one.
And what's the name of the bird?
Violet.
All right, Violet. And then this was our largest pet. This is Jenny, who works in our business office, and Clark Griswold is his name, and weighs 165 pounds. But anyway, to see all the pets, you'll have to download the calendar, and we have 13 months to look at. So, thank you.
Awesome.
Very nice.
And that's all I have this
All
evening.
right. Trustee Barker.
A couple of things. We had a Westmont First, Larry, you want to stay up there? We had a Westmont
Don't
First
run so
meeting.
fast.
We had a Westmont First meeting last night, and one of the things that we want to do is we want to remind everybody that the Adopt a Hydrant program, it's time again to start considering signing up for a hydrant and removing that snow so the firefighters don't have to. And there's an awful lot of hydrants out there. But these are some examples of people that have adopted the hydrants here in town and actually went out and painted them. So hats off.
Those are done already.
Those are done already,
Wow.
but hats off to them. Those are awesome examples of what the Adopt a Hydrant program could be. And so we're pretty proud of that, but there's a lot of hydrants still available. If you'd like to do that, you can contact, I believe it's on the website, or contact Larry McIntyre here at Village Hall. He can help you sign up for that. Also, another point that came up at Westmont First last night, and I just wanted to kind of reemphasize this because it's important to our group, that Westmont First is trying to, promote the shopping and supporting the businesses here in the community. And it's not just the central business district. It is from the north end of town to the south end of town, all encompassing. And I want to reemphasize that. Look to the north end, look below 55th Street and patronize all those shops up there, all the way up on past Quinelli Drive, and, try to shop local. So it's important to us that we say that from time to time. And then finally, Community Development Committee meeting will be October 15th. And we'll post the agenda when it's available, and please join us for that. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Little.
Thank you. I just have a couple of things. Our next Administration Committee meeting will be October 1st in this room, so please come out and join us for that one. And then a great big thank you to two entities. One is the Park District Commissioners, and the second one is the Westmont Special Events. We held joint meetings with our staff and their staff to sit down and discuss the things that are happening in both the village and in the Park District and the special events. And the reason for a lot of these meetings is to make sure that we all know what's happening between the two different entities. And the special events was very interesting because we got to hear about the survey that was up on the website and the different responses to the questions that we had, whether or not the special events should move the Taste of Westmont or whether we should change the cruise nights. And right now it looks like both are scheduled to go on as they have been. So that was a very productive meeting. And the Park District was one that was very interesting to me personally because I hadn't heard a lot of the information. And so I enjoyed that thoroughly. So thank you to both. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Trustee Berry.
Thank you. Had the opportunity last night to attend with Manager May, the DuPage mayors and managers, and we came away with a lot of good topics on innovation and what other communities are doing. So thank you for having me go, Steve, and it was very informative. Our next Public Works Committee meeting will be next week, Thursday, September 24th at 4:30 here in the village meeting room here. Because of IML and the mayor being gone and so forth, we didn't have it today, so this is a non-board meeting schedule of next week, Thursday at 4:30 here. Okay. The Environmental Improvement Commission, we'd like to thank Chef Sean Curry from the Hilton, who talked about his beekeeping program at the September 14th meeting. Also, a thank you to the DuPage County Health Department for their presentation on cool cities. Both presentations are currently available on the Village of Westmont YouTube channel. And now on a sad note for the EIC, that Aaron Spencer, who was the chair, had to step down, and Aaron was went way beyond the call in his time of doing this, and we're definitely going to miss him. With that vacancy, the EIC is now looking for residents who might be interested in filling this position or possibly others on the board. If anyone has interest in that, please contact Larry at the Village, or really any of us at the Village, and we will point you in the right direction. And then lastly, I just want to take a little bit of luster from Trustee Addington on economic development, but we just wanted to update that the road work by 63rd and the Marianos is ongoing. It'll be two-lane traffic for several weeks, and again, thank you for being patient, and I think when it's completed, we will be very happy with the outcome. So, well, that's all I have.
The other thing to mention is that part of what they're doing now is they are putting in a tremendous amount of detention, which I think is probably going to help some of the surface water and flooding issues that are out in that neck of the woods. So, again, a great partnership with them, and they can move faster if they want to, because we want it open. So, anything else? If nobody has anything else, then we will move on to our consent agenda. And the first thing that we want to mention is that there's a proclamation that is on the consent agenda. This was for the Daughters of the American Revolution. It was because of Constitution Week. And what we're going to do, since we have a guest here, is we're going to pull that from the consent agenda, and we'll do it as the first item in our new business, if there are no objections to that. And if not, then is there anything else that anybody wants pulled from the consent agenda? If not, then Manager May.
Thank you. Tonight, the first item on the consent agenda are board meeting minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the village board meeting held September 3rd, 2015. Next is finance ordinance number 10 in the amount of $2,059,788.85. Next on the consent agenda is the August financial report. Board to consider a motion to accept the financial report submitted for the month of August 2015, and followed by purchase orders. First purchase order, Midland Masonry Incorporated, $5,730. It was for repairs done at the fire headquarters building. Next purchase order, Cargill Incorporated Salt, $62,370. This is a pre-order that represents about half of what we use in a winter for road salt and a winter application. I'll also point out this is our obligation with the joint contract we do with the state of Illinois under the Department of Central Management Services. We also have a separate agreement that DuPage County has been doing consolidated salt purchases as well. So half of our use this winter will be from the state of Illinois contract, and the other half will be through DuPage County. Third purchase order, Don Morris Architect, $13,745, represents building review and inspections for August 2015. And the last purchase order is for DuPage mayors and managers, $14,066.15, and that represents annual dues.
Oh, I thought it was Harold's bill from last.
Total of the purchase orders is $95,911.15, which brings the total of the purchase orders and finance ordinance number 10 to $2,155,700. And that completes the consent agenda without the proclamation.
Is there a motion to accept?
Motion to approve, Nero. Second, Barker.
There's a motion and second. Any discussion from the board on any of the items? Anything from the audience? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no unfinished business, so we'll go to new business. And the first thing that we'll talk about there is the 2015 Constitution Week proclamation, and we have a wonderful guest who is with us tonight to accept that proclamation, Mrs. Martha Miller, from the Downers Grove chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Was the Downers Grove chapter in place in the 1700s? I said it was. I was wondering if you guys were already in place in the 1700s.
No, something like 1910.
We've been around a while. All right. So who's going to read the proclamation?
I can do that, sir.
Do you have one?
I do.
Okay, he's got one. See that?
It's good at them.
A proclamation declaring September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Whereas September 17th, 2015, that's today, marks the 228th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebration which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in the Westmont Village Board, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through 23rd, 2015 as Constitution Week in the Village of Westmont.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve, Barry?
Second, Little?
Any discussion? Anything from the audience? Mrs. Miller, would you like to say anything? We'd love to have you.
I'd just like to thank the board for again issuing this proclamation. I think it's important that we recognize that our Constitution is unique, not only in and of itself, but it's unique because it is the oldest written constitution in the world, and it has been the model for the constitutions of many other nations. And I think that reflects wonderfully on this document and this country. And I thank you for recognizing that.
If nobody else has anything, roll call, please. Well, you're trying to stuff that into the...
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this in there and then we'll...
Ms. Miller, yeah, if you hang out a few minutes, we'll get your copy.
Let's take us a minute so we can... Where are these?
Does that want to go in?
Got it? Oh, you get it behind the glass. Thank you. See, I get a photo op Ron's not here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So now we'll go to the other items, and the first one that is on here is 6125 South Cass Avenue, immediate care clinic. It's a special use. Board to consider an ordinance approving the following request from Dr. Parvis to allow the operation of an immediate care clinic in the C1 Commercial Business District. There's 3 items: special use, zoning code, parking variation, and site and landscape plan. Community Development Director Ziegler.
Thank you very much. Tonight, we have the applicant here to request a special use for a medical clinic in the C1 district. This is also located within our South Westmont Business TIF district. You'll remember the building is previously used as the old Heritage Bank. Due to concerns about the use not fitting within the TIF district, staff recommended property improvements, including increased landscaping, property maintenance, cross-access with adjoining properties, and incorporating a pharmacy for retail sales. This was all discussed at the Planning and Zoning Commission hearings and incorporated as part of their recommendation. The commission made a 4-3 positive vote, and following the meeting, the applicant has removed the canopy from the building with a permit, which had been in poor condition. The revised plans were attached to the agenda for review. Dr. Parves is here with his contractor and his proposed tenant for the pharmacy, and I'm also available for any questions.
Somebody want to put this on the table?
Motion to approve as presented.
Second, Nero.
All right, so there's a motion and a second. Questions from the audience? Do you want to make any comments, Doctor? Go to the mic so everybody can hear you. Thank you.
Thanks, members of the honorary board, for letting me explain this project. I'm a physician and I practice in south side of Chicago, and I was planning to move over here because I live here in Burridge, and that'd be much closer to my house. So I started the project, and it was I initially was planned to go in commission about 3 years ago, but we had some financial difficulties, but ultimately we resumed the project, and then we were told that we need this special use permit, and we're trying to accommodate whatever we need to do to come up to those special use permits. So it's going to be urgent care center with some wellness center and physical therapy and diagnostics. So I'm just here to request an approval from the village board so we can start this project. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain.
Questions from board members?
There was a reference with the TIF, so this is not going to be part of the TIF?
Honestly, I'm a layperson as far as TIF goes, but I was told that the businesses that don't generate retail sales kind of taxes, that's what a TIF is.
And then another question, I was looking through the comprehensive plan, and this, and I'm still kind of getting used to that. Was this a permitted use within our comprehensive plan when you look at it as being an office? I think I saw more business retail down there, correct?
Right. So this area is zoned C1, which typically recommends restaurants, retail-type uses, and then office or service uses like what the doctor's proposing is a special use, which is why it went before the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Village Board for approval. So it requires that extra level of scrutiny, and it is located within the TIF district.
Okay.
Jill, if you could, while you're up there, if you could just explain the zoning code, the parking part of it, where the variance is on that also.
Sure. So the doctor is requesting a variance for parking. He is only short 3 spaces for what he wants to do now, but the extra request for additional parking spaces is because we asked him to provide for parking easements on either side if either property were to be redeveloped. And so that would allow cross-access to each property on either side, which is the same as what we've asked for Pets Plus on Ogden, what we asked Mariano's for on 63rd Street. So if this were to be approved and then the properties to the north and south were to redevelop, it would allow traffic to flow in between properties.
Without having to go back onto which really makes sense.
Right. It makes sense in terms of redevelopment opportunities, but it would lose the doctor
some space.
Additional parking. So.
I understand in the packet that there is a pharmacist that's agreed to come in there so that we have this retail sales component. Should they change their mind or do something different and the pharmacist is no longer in business in there, if that's a leased space inside of the building, then we have absolutely no retail sales tax generated at all from that facility in a TIF district. Is that correct? We have no guarantee.
We have no guarantee.
There's no guarantee that that's a lasting enterprise.
Theoretically, you're right, sir, but basically, when you go into business, there are no guarantees, of course, you know, but as far as I'm concerned, we'll do everything possible to keep the pharmacy up and running and not let it shut down. And but as I said, you know, there's no certainty in any business, you know, so.
Yeah, I can understand patients coming and all of that, but I just don't, you know, a pharmacy inside of a building like that, I don't know if it would generate the volume to make it worthwhile for them. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
It depends upon the volume, and I think it'd be convenience to the patient, so they don't have to drive to a nearby pharmacy, and they are here. There's some people are really sick, so or some people even don't drive. So it'd be convenient, and a patient comes to the office or clinic or urgent care center and fills the form, a prescription, and goes home instead of driving some distance to get those filled. So I personally feel that the patients like it, so that they can get one shop for everything, you know, one-stop shop for everything, and go home and just forget about it.
Anything else?
I just, if I could comment, as much as I like to see activity going on 63rd Street, and I think we're going to continue to see that after Mariano's and the continuation of Mariano's, I feel like this is almost a rerun of our vet clinic that we dealt with not too long ago, that, you know, the comprehensive plan was done for us to have guidelines and to stick to those guidelines for the future of Westmont, not just for solutions for the intermediate. So I have issues with putting this into the TIF district and also varying from our comprehensive plan for that area. I just wanted that out before my vote. So.
Anybody from the audience that would like to address this issue? And we're done.
Well, indirectly, if I can say one thing more, you know, that this building has been laying there closed for 10 years, and we're trying to have it up and running, and I understand that those retail businesses are what the TIF district is, and they generate revenues. But then in any civilized society, the retail business is the only requirement of the civilized society. You know, people need to have the schools, the clinics, the colleges, churches, and I mean, if you kind of just forget about the people's need and just base it purely on economical reason that the village is generating those revenues, and any business not generating those revenues, even if it is the requirement of a civilized society, I mean, that I think is not in itself a good perception of how the society should run. You know, those retail businesses are important, but then my right to live in any part of this country or to pursue any business that I want to pursue, or for anybody else's civil rights, you know. And I mean, if you have any legislation that kind of goes against those, you know. So basically, what I'm being told is that I'm planning to start this urgent care business. If you can change it to a retail shop, it will be allowed. And if it is not if it's not changed to a retail shop, it will be not allowed. I fail to understand that, and this was approved, and the permit was given to us, and then at the time of renewal, I was told that you need the special use permit. And I failed to understand, I mean, it was issued in the first place, and then that decision was correct, or the other second decision is correct, you know. There's some difference, I have some difference of opinion on that, you know, so I just want to put it on above boards, everybody, for the consideration of the board members.
Thank you. Anything else? If not, roll call.
Trustee Nero?
No.
Trustee Barry?
No.
Trustee Addington?
No.
Trustee Barker?
No.
Trustee Guzzo?
No.
Trustee Little?
No.
Okay, fails
Thanks very much.
unanimously. All right, B, Haunted house temporary use. Board to consider an ordinance approving a request from the Community Commonwealth to temporarily use of the existing tenant space at 6214 South Cass Avenue for a haunted house. Community Director Ziegler.
Thank you. This tenant space at 63rd and Cass has been vacant for quite some time, and the Commonwealth, the Community Commonwealth would like to rent 14,000 square feet to use through Halloween on Saturday, October 31st. We've been working with them diligently for the past couple weeks, talking to the fire department and the police department, and they're very excited to get started. They included a certificate of liability insurance, attached a floor plan which the fire department has reviewed, and the fire department has been working with the applicants to make sure that they can issue their permits so that they can get moving. The applicants are here also if there's any questions.
Why don't you give us some background, please, on who you are?
You want a motion?
Well, let's let the public talk first, then we'll.
My name is Jackie West, and I'm one of the chairmen of the Haunted House as well as the president of Community Commonwealth. We are said to be, we used to be the Lombard JCs, and our haunted house is said to be the longest consecutively running haunted house in the country. You have to say consecutive. So we started in 1970. Was our first haunted house. And the primary purpose of our haunted house was to take kids off the street during Halloween time so they're not out committing mischief and giving them something constructive to do. And that's how our haunted house operates today. We're not like all the other ones that you hear of, the big money ones, the profit. We are all volunteers. Our workers are all teenagers, early 20s, that we give them a theme. Like this year, our theme, we went with a generic theme of phobias, because that's really easy to come up with rooms for phobias. And then they get to pitch their room ideas, where like I have these two 15-year-old boys that they design a complete floor plan and everything, and it's their vision that they get to come up with, and then they build it. We do things like when we frame the walls, we'll frame one wall and you lay it on the ground and then you spray paint it, so then they know how to line those boards up and put it all together. So they're there from every aspect, from building to the creative to costumes. They get to come up with costume ideas. We do training for them for makeup. We do for them, we do 2 classes that we call haunting dynamics. There's part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is where we go over all the basics of haunting, and we go over all of our emergency procedures and all those kinds of things. And then after our first weekend that we're open, we do haunting dynamics part 2, and that's where the kids now, they've worked the haunted house for a weekend, and now they go from room to room together. You know, the adults aren't part of it, they just do it, where now they work together on what could we do in this room, and you know, for a scene, and say this. And some of these kids get really creative, that they'll have rooms that I walk through as security, because our security, we walk through with different groups throughout, you know, all night long, and I'll walk through their group and it won't be the same skit you see twice, because they vary it up and they get it. So it's a lot of fun. And we try and find ways that our project helps the community. So we are the only haunted house that we do a free lights on kitty matinee. We usually do it on a Saturday. This year we were going to do it on a Sunday, because we decided we weren't going to be open Sunday evenings anymore, because with of our volunteers being kids in school, it's harder for Sunday when they got to go to school the next day. So we're going to do this kitty matinee on a Sunday, and we don't have our usual haunters there. That's when we look for younger kids, the soccer clubs, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and they just wear their Halloween costume, and we try and get candy donations, and if we can't get enough candy donations, we pay for candy. And the community gets to come, and the kids can wear their costumes through the house, and they go trick-or-treating through the rooms. The lights are on, none of the scary props are going. We put on like Disney haunted house music that plays throughout. And we just ask for people to bring a donation for a local food pantry. And so we use the free kitty matinee for that, to try and get donations for the local food pantry. Then we also look for ways that we can dedicate one of the nights that $1 of each paid admission will go towards whatever project we're gonna raise it for. We've done things in the past where we've done a local blood drive where the Heartland van will park and then the people donate blood and they get money off for that. Or $1 of each admission goes for a family in town that a child has cancer and the insurance money has run out and they need some help. So we're always looking for those kinds of things for our house. So it's just about, you know, teaching these kids and having some fun, and we do it for the fun of it, not for the money.
Okay. Yeah, this, when we put it on the table, somebody want to make a motion?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little.
Okay. I'll be the first one to talk only because I have some history with these folks. Back in, I don't know if it was 93 or 94, right after I became mayor, I got a call from the Lombard J.C.'s telling me that they wanted to organize the Westmont J.C.'s. And I became part of helping get the Westmont J.C. started. And these folks I've known off and on since all that time. And they are some really great, wonderful people. I didn't realize the consecutiveness of your haunted house, but then they taught the Westmont J.C.'s how to do the haunted house. And for years, before the Westmont J.C.'s got too old and had their charter pulled on them, they ran the haunted house over at Ogden and Saratoga in that second half of the old Jewel building that was vacant. And they did that for years, Chris and his wife and some of the other J.C.'s. So there is a lot of experience, and these are truly wonderful people, and I personally think the world of them, but and they've done a lot of good for a lot of time, and I know at almost every function that the Westmont J.C.'s had, they were there helping the Westmont J.C.'s. So they've been part of town, at least from that side of the street, if not officially, then unofficially, as helping the group that they started. So questions from board members?
How do you get the word out so that you get the kids brought in so they can give you their ideas and they can, you know, how do you get it out? Is it a website, or do you could do like the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts?
Right.
Just some background.
We do have, we have a website, and our haunted, we have many websites, but one of our websites is haunted-house.com, since we've had it forever. So that's a good web address to have that everybody can find, haunted-house.com. Then we have Facebook, and a lot of our kids are kids who have been around a while, and then they get the word out to their kids. And what we wanted to do now, since we're in a new community, I wanted to contact these local schools and find out if there would be any interest from them to come, and as well as like the drama department, because we need people who want to paint and the scenery and all that. So we want to reach out to those. And then for Kitty Matinee, yeah, we would be looking into what are the local soccer groups, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and see if they want to come work where they're just giving the candy out in their costumes and have some fun.
Okay, thank you.
From a curiosity standpoint, years ago when I was young, I used to help build a haunted house for school. We used cardboard and 1x2s and stuff, and I didn't think that was safe. What kind of
Right.
building materials are you using?
Jeff is our,
4x8 wood framing, Luan covering, and everything's fireproof.
Wow.
But it's full 4x8 framing.
A little different now.
Yeah, it's a little different. Thank you.
and they get braced on the top, and yeah.
So no more Lombard Jay-Z's haunted
No,
house?
last year, we voted to dissolve the Lombard J.C.'s because, well, we also had a lot of people that were getting older, myself included. I've been the president for like the last 5 years, and I'm over because the J.C.'s are age 18 to 41. And the J.C.'s organization is an international organization, and so when you do that, you have to divide up your time doing things that the international organization wants you to support, and we wanted to be more community-based. And so then we looked at going, well, let's go see other communities, what we can go do there. So Labor Day weekend, we did a fest out in Niles, because something else, we ran the Taste of Lombard for 35 years, so we've done that as well. So now we're, going around to other communities. So the Lombard J.C.'s is no more, but we still work with the J.C. organization, like the Bolingbrook J.C.'s. They run the bingo tent at the fest in Bolingbrook, and so we went and worked their bingo tent for them. And then they came and worked our fest in Niles that we had Labor Day weekend. They came and helped us for that. Some Bolingbrook J.C.'s, and then we had the current region director and past state president and national vice president. So we're still all friendly with our J.C.'s organization, even though we are no longer J.C.'s.
Very good.
Cool.
And I'm sure, as you've heard earlier with your food drive, that we are having our Stuff a Truck program going on right now.
Well, and that's something I was talking with my partner, because our, we're scheduling our kitty matinee would actually be the day after that. But something we could do is we could do something like, if somebody brings prior to that canned good donation, we'll give them $1 off their admission. And then, of course, whatever we get that day, it'll be the day after the truck, but we can do that. Or we could also do, if, you know, with the money being, we could also do then the $1 of admission, if you would rather that, if that goes further, that we give $1 off admission each day. So.
We'll work with you on that, I guarantee you. If you've got some money or if you've got some canned goods, we'll figure it out, right, Larry? Anything else? Anybody from the audience?
Very cool.
If not, roll call.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Look forward to working with you all.
Thank
Oh, and before I go to, this weekend, because now we haven't been able to build until we get this, so I've got kids that are actually waiting at the house tonight to find out if it's yay or nay, and I bought Welch's grape juice to let them celebrate with. But, so we're gonna see how much of the house we can get done this weekend, so we can determine if we're gonna be able to open the very first Friday of October, or if we have to push it back a week. But what we are going to do is the night before we open, we do a dress rehearsal where all our kids get to invite their family to go through for free to test it out from like 7 to 9. And I wanted to invite all of you as well.
Oh.
So you can come and check it out, you know, before it's all
Scare the
crazy.
bejesus out of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, thank you very
We
much.
thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. C, service agreement, Push Wellness Solutions Incorporated. Board to consider an ordinance authorizing a service agreement with Push Wellness Solutions Incorporated to provide health and wellness service for Village of Westmont employees. Human Resource Director Crane. Now I know why you were sitting there all night.
Poor Kathy, you had to sit there.
Thank you. Okay, the services provided by Push will include biometric assessments, education, incentives, and monthly follow-up with individuals. The Insurance Committee vetted and recommended this provider to the Finance Committee on July 9th, and this was also recommended by the Finance Committee to be presented to the Village Board for approval. And we have already had some meetings this week on the 15th at the Public Works and the Village Hall to the employees, and it was presented by Push, and then also at the Police Department this morning. And so far, it's been pretty well received by the employees. This is a little different than how what we've had in the past, and we're really excited about it. Any questions?
I think this is great, Kathy. Just one question. What are the rewards? I mean, is it person that loses the most weight, person that can do the most push-ups? How does that work?
No, I'm glad you asked. What they're going to be assessing is weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, smoking, and fitness. And the first assessment is going to be the week of October 19th, and so that's the baseline. And then every month, they'll be coming in for assessments, and depending on the incremental changes or improvements that each individual works out with the Push representative, they can earn up to $40 each month. If they don't earn the full 40 that month, it's going to be set aside for them. And if they don't go in for the assessment 1 month, it'll still be sitting there waiting for them. So as they try to make improvements that they set up to make, once they make those improvements and they go in for their assessment, whether it's 2 or 3 months later, when they reach that goal, then they can earn up to that amount that has been set aside. And that goes on, the whole program goes on for 12 months.
So individual competition then? You're just competing against yourself
Right.
for these incentives? Okay, cool.
We're probably not going to get the details in the board packet, though, are we?
No,
Only your own.
That was actually one of the questions that everybody asked at the individual meetings. No private information will be received by the employer.
Cool.
Let's put on the table, is there a motion?
Motion to approve, Barker.
Second Guzzo.
Any other questions from board members? Anybody from the audience? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Okay, super. Thank you, Kath. Item number 10, miscellaneous. Harold?
Only when the mayor's here.
Anybody else have anything under miscellaneous? If not, then I will entertain a motion for the board to go into executive session for the purpose of possible acquisition of property.
So moved. Nero.
Second Guzzo.
All right, any discussion? If not, call the roll.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo?
Yes.
Trustee Little?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as, there won't be any need to come out and do any motions or anything after. So that'll conclude this part of the meeting. We'll be going into executive session, and then we'll adjourn immediately thereafter, so there'll be no other business to discuss after we come back out.
10-4.
And everybody have a great night, and
How you doing, Doug?